Good morning, Mets fans. Happy Monday. For those of us in Pennsylvania, it is the first day of school, well, at least in most parts of Pennsylvania, but today was the first day of school, at least for my kids. So of course I'm coming at you a little bit earlier than normal because I just put the kids on the bus, and again, we are back to Mets baseball. The Mets concluded their weekend series with the Washington Nationals, and honestly, despite them splitting the series 2-2, the Mets played four really good games with few players that any of us would recognize. Four very competitive games, hard-fought games, particularly the one last night, where the Mets came back from a deficit and really fought till the last out. And that's one of the things that I think we have to look forward to for the remaining 5 weeks or so of the season. A team of young kids who don't know any better than to have given up by this point. And I think this is also a chance for us to see what veteran presence like Asdrubal Cabrera, who seems to be the only veteran left standing, can do down the stretch to keep these young players motivated. So certainly not the season that we'd hoped for, but after seeing the way they played in DC, I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks to sort of get back to our roots and see what this team is all about. So it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies over the weekend. Of course, Hansel Robles is gonna Hansel Robles, and he had a miserable game last night. He ended up walking in the tying and go-ahead runs on national television, no less. So, you know, that is what it is. If anything, this year we learned that Hansel Robles should not be part of the plans going forward. Every time he takes a step forward, he takes two steps backwards almost immediately thereafter. So, you know, he's a guy who has probably got a lot of potential, but I feel the same way about him as I do about Rafael Montero. Let them discover that and realize that potential elsewhere, and let it save us the heartache of trying to watch it happen, because every time we seem to try to watch it happen, it never happens. It just blows up. As for the offensive side of the ball, I'm interested to watch how things progress in the outfield, where Juan Lagares and Brandon Nimmo are going to get everyday starts pretty much from here on down the stretch. At this point, Nimmo has outperformed Lagares, particularly at the plate. Nimmo has shown to be a very patient hitter. Now, of course, he's young, he's fresh to the league, he hasn't been scouted because he hasn't torn the cover off the ball, so perhaps the book is yet to be out on him, but it's nice to see him take good, consistent at-bats, see lots of pitches, foul things off, be very patient, not swing at bad pitches. He might prove to be a very capable fourth outfielder option for the Mets. Certainly he's proven that he can thrive as a pinch hitter. He's shown that in limited appearances over the last year and a half or so. So there's that. As far as Lagares, you know, I think I'd love to see Juan start hitting the ball, because we all know what he can do defensively, but you know, he's got to provide something on the offensive side of the game, and so far he hasn't. Now, I guess he had a few hits last night. One of them was an infield single. I admit I did not watch the middle portion of the game. I was tuned into Game of Thrones, which was awesome, and I had tipped to my friend Jeff Cohen, who eloquently pointed out that the Game of Thrones finale would hopefully save Mets fans from the national embarrassment that was our usual Sunday night performance. But hey, look, the Mets got a win yesterday afternoon. That was a Sunday afternoon victory. We never see those. And it wasn't as though we tried not to give it away. At the end of the game, AJ Ramos was very shaky at best, but hey, got out of it, got the win, whatever. And they put up a good fight last night on ESPN. So, yes, we were spared the embarrassment. But anyway, I was going to say, the Mets fought hard on a Sunday. 2 games on a Sunday. Nice to see. And I for one am looking forward to seeing that continue down the stretch. So that's going to do it for today. I should mention Cespedes' injury. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. Yep, Cespedes is done for the year. I'm almost certain of it. He tweaked his hamstring, and that'll be that for Yo. So I guess that happened Friday night. Seems like forever ago, but Cespedes is on the 10-day DL. He will likely be out for the year. We did get Jeurys Familia back. I forgot to mention that too. It seems like it was forever ago, but I guess it was just on Saturday that he returned to the mound. He looked okay as far as his velocity was concerned, but he was a little bit rusty out there, gave up a run. But he's back, great. As far as the other missing pieces of the starting rotation, we know Steven Matz is done for the year. He had his surgery. We've heard that Matt Harvey will be very soon rejoining the rotation, so that's good news. Dan Warthen says he's making some good progress with his rehab, so that's great if we can get Harvey back for a couple of starts at the end of the year, just to see what we've got and see how he's looking. Finally, Noah Syndergaard. I made this comment last week, and I'm going to stick to it. Unless Thor is 100%, and I mean 100%, I'm not talking 99.4%, 99.7%. I'm not even talking 99.9%. I want him at 100%, or as Lou Ferrigno would prefer, 110%. So if we can get we can get Thor 100% healthy, and we're confident that he's healthy, I think he should come back. If any other circumstance exists, if there's even the slightest bit of hesitation that he might not be 100%, he does not need to come back this year, and that's that. So, oh, and I guess the final piece is Jacob deGrom. Again, seems like forever ago, but Jacob deGrom has eclipsed the 200 strikeout plateau. Good for Jake. He's having a tremendous season. Despite the team around him, despite the defense behind him, despite the lack of run support most of the time, Jacob deGrom has put up some terrific numbers this year, and good for him. I hope he can get up into the upper teens in terms of wins, and he can really solidify his dominance as the ace of this staff, because going forward, it looks as though it's going to be Jake and Noah who are going to be the numbers 1 and 2 pitchers in the rotation, and I'd love to have the option to do a toss-up for opening day between those two studs. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up now, unless I think of something else as I'm trying to close out. But no, that is going to wrap it up. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at Mr_Met. And as always, even though the Mets are off tonight, picking up tomorrow in Cincinnati, I'll say it. Let's go Mets.